Okay, so welcome back to part 3 of the Polaris 455 diesel. So in the last episode we tried draining all the coolant and the water, and we still can't be completely sure if the head gasket is okay or not. I've decided the best plan of action is to get that axle in. It only takes 2 litres of oil, so we'll fill up the oil, we'll change the filter, we'll flush the cooling system, and we'll take it a really good long drive. And just see what happens basically. If the cooling system starts really blowing through that radiator cap, I'm going to order a new radiator cap, by the way, so then we can be sure that it's not just the radiator cap being poor. We'll get a new one on there and we'll just take it a really long run and see what happens. I'll take a digital temperature gauge so we can keep an eye on the temperature. I'll have to look at what they exactly run at because I'm not completely sure. But today we're going to assess the electrical state of things. So I didn't know how many miles or hours are on this. So we've managed to get the jump pack hooked up. I think I did discuss in a previous video that the neutral and reverse lights started coming on after we drove it a little bit. Probably, as I say, because the contacts were cleaning up in the transmission. So now, if I turn her on, we've got full beam. We've got a light in the pod. Have we got low beam? Yeah, we've got low beam. See a little how many miles on this, if you can even see. So it looks like we've got, bloody hell, that's difficult to read. I think that says 1,761 hours. Okay, so let's see if we can look at kilometres. You probably won't be able to read that, but it says it's got, let's have a look, 28,480 kilometres. Sort of middle of the road, to be honest. I've had a lot higher and I've also had a lot lower. So, as you can see, neutral light is now operating as it should be, as is the reverse. So I'm going to connect up this starter solenoid wire that we've been using to jump it. Just put you down for a moment. Okay, so that's now connected up. Let's see what happens when we touch the start button. Okay, so we're in action. I'm not going to try and start it because it has no oil in it at the minute. I was expecting it to be a lot longer video than that, but literally all I've done is clean up the contacts. So perhaps just a little update. I will actually merge this into the next video now because I expected a lot more issues than that. I'll have to have a think about what that will be, but I'll resume this video when we're working on something else. Okay, so to make this into a bit of a longer video, what I thought we'll try out some cleaning products on it. We want to get it shiny basically, we want to get it looking like new. So over the internet there's a number of options that are described. I know what works for me normally, and that is that bumper and trim gel stuff. But I've got other things here. I've heard people say use leather balm because it'll soak into the plastic. I've got vinyl and rubber care there, which a little cut, which may well work, and we've got good old-fashioned just carb polish. We've also got a heat gun to use on the really faded stuff. So I think we'll do first. And this by the way is supposed to be a really permanent method because it brings oil back up to the top of the plastic. So I think what we'll do first is we'll give this heat gun a try. Excuse all the muck, it's just winter, it's terrible. So as you can see, let's see if we can find a piece of plastic that still looks original. I should have a panel somewhere. This'll do. So you can see that's the sort of blue it should be, and that's the blue it is. Fair difference. And obviously the panels differ depending on which has been in the sunlight more, so that's been in the sunlight less, and that's been in more. Unfortunately, nothing we do about the stickers. I don't make reproduction stickers for this anymore. So the first method we're going to try is the heat gun. You do need to be really careful. I've tried it on previous quads and it literally destroys the plastics, it just melts them, it doesn't do anything. It works best on black. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the low heat setting, setting 1, and we'll try it on the plastic. Okay, so we've got something going there. Looks pretty fresh. We'll do the black as well. And you can see it's fading down. I don't know how permanent this is. People say very, but I don't really believe it. What we'll do is we'll do just a strip on the fender and the arch, and we'll try each product. Go over it just again. Okay, so we'll leave that to dry because no doubt that will go less new looking when it's dry. I think next we'll try the leather balm. Looks like this one is open yet. So I'll just pause the video while I get a bit on the cloth. Okay, so we've got some on the cloth now. We'll try it in this little section here. Okay, so that's not doing a lot really. It's working a bit on the black, but not really on the plastic. Well, they're both plastic, you know. I mean, on the fender, which is smoother. Okay, it's made a little bit of a difference, but not a lot. So I think now we'll try the resin polish. So I'll get a bit of that on the cloth and a new clean bit, and we'll resume the video. Right, so we've got some polish on the cloth. Let's try it in a new location. We can't really get it on the black because it will just dry into a white powder like you get on your trucks when you try and wax them. It'll be incredibly difficult to get off. Okay, so that has made a bit of a difference. You can see that's a lot shinier than where they tried the leather balm, but it's still not as shiny as the area we've used the heat gun on. So at the moment the heat gun definitely wins. So what have we got left to try? You can try the vinyl and rubber care. Do that without pausing the video, using this little section here. Now I suspect, although this will make a very big difference on the black, one, it won't last, and two, it won't do much on the blue. I know this isn't the most scientific experiment in the world, but so yeah, it's not done a fat lot really, that. So surprisingly, we've got heat gun doing the best. That is actually the leather balm, which has done nothing on the blue, and it's not much really on the black by the time you give it a rub. Got the resin polish, which works a bit on the plastic, and then the vinyl rubber care, which has done basically nothing. So we've got the trusty product that I always use left now, the bumper and trim gel. See if we can get a bit on the plastic without pausing the video. That should be more than enough. Try rubbing that in. Okay, so that as I always, I always use this, and that has made a fair difference if you look. So that's bumper and trim gel, that's normal. But surprisingly, and I am surprised, it's not done anywhere near as much as the heat gun. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to try doing this fender with the heat gun. Then we'll do a bit of a comparison with the tank lid. So I'll pause that now, I'll heat gun the lot, and we'll see the difference. Right, so I've finished. Unfortunately, the heat gun itself didn't leave a brilliant finish, but what I've done is I've used the heat gun, and then I've gone over it with the bumper and chin gel, which seems to have sort of locked in the shine. As you can see, there is a fair difference. That's the new, and that's what it was. So yeah, I'm reasonably pleased with that. Before the next video, I'll go over and do the whole bike. So in the next video, you'll be able to see exactly what the difference is. But yeah, I mean, we've made some fair progress today. Obviously, it's in two parts for you, but I've changed the oils, drained the coolant, got the electrical system working, got that shined up, and now I've got a method to shine the rest of the bike. So I think in the next video, what we'll do is we'll change the UJ in the axle, because that'll be quite relevant to a lot of different bikes. So that'll show people how to do that. Okay, see you in the next one.